Hi, I'm Paul Stringfellow, Technical Director here at Gardner Systems. We wanted to take this opportunity in this brief video to share a new initiative with you that they're working on here at Gardner's, and that's around sustainability. It's a hugely important topic around the globe, but we're also seeing it being a hugely important topic amongst our customers and amongst our suppliers. And it's an initiative here that's being headed up by our Chief Exec, Frank Coward, who's joining me today. Hi, Frank. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I think this is really important to us now. In that we've probably all, for many years, have seen the necessity to have a greener, more sustainable policy, and we work in an industry which is intensely greedy around energy. If you think about, the cost of manufacture, the cost of use, and the cost of recycling and disposal of the kind of equipment that we constantly use, it's huge. It has a massive impact on the planet and on sustainability. And the one thing that I'm very conscious of is what I can do personally and individually is quite small compared to what I can do and what we can all do, and gardeners in particular, as consultants and advisors to people who either have a small or, in some cases, in our customer base, some massive bases of users which have a huge footprint in terms of the carbon footprint and their sustainability and their impact on the planet. And how do we offer those people the best advice that we can? Who do we partner with that helps us to deliver those policies?
Yeah, and I think you make a really good point there. And I know something we've spoken about previously about this idea of everybody kind of doing their bit, and I kind of like the analogy you've used with me in the past about this idea of the piece of work we do at home where you're putting your cans and your bottles and things in the appropriate bin. Well, is that really making a difference? But if we're all doing that, and as you said, once you start getting to look at how we can influence the way that the IT industry, which you're absolutely right, has got a history of being very high energy consumption, and not just the way that we use technology, but the way that we make technology. All of those things are kind of driving a carbon footprint. So, obviously, you've been speaking to quite a lot of our customers around this idea of sustainability with them over the last few months. I mean, what's some of the feedback you're hearing? What are some of the challenges and things that our customers are sharing with you that's caught your attention?
Well, one of our customers, a key customer, is a global sustainability consultancy. And of course, they had a huge responsibility, I think, for when they chose to refresh as to what policies and what strategies they took, because they're advising people and consulting to other businesses and to other corporates in terms of what their green policies, what their sustainability policies should look like. So they had more skin in the game to actually say we must get this right. And so that when we did their refresh for them, they very carefully looked into the policies and the strategies that our chosen manufacturers were offering them, and they were very, very careful to granularly assess what those policies meant to them. So we were really delighted to learn quite in detail some of those policies. And whilst it's impossible for us to know right across the piece what every global manufacturer is doing, I think the point is it comes back to your business about your own individual part with your own recycling is, well, pick a partner that you can audit and make sure that they are doing that for you. You may not be able to check every single global manufacturer, but as long as you're doing your best to pick the best that you can, then that's probably the most you can do at the moment.
Well, I know a lot of people would have seen recently. We've talked a lot about our forever growing relationship with Lenovo. And one of the things that we haven't discussed previously is that one of the criteria that we looked at when we were starting to develop that relationship was around what their views were around sustainability, green IT, for want of a better phrase. So what's some of the things that you've seen that Lenovo is starting to offer that really encouraged us to want to work with them more because they had some really interesting and impressive sustainability initiatives of their own. Which of those had caught your attention?
Well, the beauty about Lenovo is, I've always said this, it's sometimes about the people that want to work with you as much as the people you want to work with. And Lenovo have always proven to us to be a trusted and willing partner to help us with anything that we needed to do. So the clients I was talking about, the sustainability advisory and consultancy business, Lenovo were really helpful to us in terms of offering us mean, they have a huge global policy around sustainability and the carbon footprint implications for them. So they gave us a lot of advice in terms of what we could offer to the client. But I think what I really liked about Lenovo was the fact that they've compartmentalized this into saying, how do we manufacture? So by 2025, everything they make in terms of laptops and desktops and the edge computer devices will be completely recycled materials by 2025, which is very reassuring. They've used their own technology to make sure that their logistics are in such a state that they minimize the transportation and the logistics footprint that they have anywhere in the world, that they deploy to site as best they can, that they have policies for actually recycling that kit, that they can reconfigure it, give it to those people who, if necessary, who are digitally deprived, and give certificates that says we've cleaned these machines down to the point whereby we've recycled them ethically and responsibly so that there is no liability to the person who's recycling these. In short, we've taken probably 70% of the problem away from the end user. How you use these internally will always remain with the end user, but of course, that's a much smaller responsibility to take care of than you had initially. So you're really looking for a big brother, a big partner that says, I'll take that away from you.
Yeah, and I think that there's and I think the advice you actually gave before is really important in this. I think as you look to, we've chosen to work with Lenovo, for a whole bunch of reasons, but their green IT ideas and their sustainability projects has been a big part of that decision process for us. And I think, as you said earlier on, that whatever you find yourself doing in terms of IT and technology, and more broadly in business, of course, but from our point of view, whatever you're doing with that, make sure that you're looking to partner with organizations who meet the same kind of sustainability criteria as you need to meet as your organization. So I think that's a fantastic tip. So well, Frank, thanks for sharing a little bit of insight into kind of this initiative that you're heading up from a Gardner point of view, and something that we're looking to drive, and certainly will be a much broader conversation that we'll be having with our customers throughout 2022. So do stay in touch with us. Do keep an eye on our social channels and what we're putting on our website, because there'll be a lot more content around how to develop these kind of sustainability ideas and how to develop these green IT policies. So look out for some more content coming soon. But for now, Frank, thanks very much, and thanks for your insight. And we look forward to discussing this in more detail with both you and our customers in the future. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Paul.